Let me ask you this. Do you want to, like, right now, do you have the routine sequenced, or is it still patterns and you're trying to figure out how to put them together?
Yeah, it's just patterns that are just looking for a structure and an order, so a way into...
So let's start with how you're setting up this routine.
Okay.
You always want to think in terms of telling a story. So there should be an introduction, then the body of the routine, and then the climax or the end. So do you have like an intro or some sort of way to kind of tease us, to lead us into the body of the story?
No. I feel like I've just got the main part, really.
Got you. So let me hear the main part. That's great. That's awesome. So that's great for the body. Right now, let's think of a setup. Like when you're building a routine, you want to sequence it as if you're telling a joke.
Right.
So you never just give the audience the punchline of the joke at the beginning. You set them up for the punchline. Let's figure out some teaser juggles that we could do, and then add those before the body, which is what you just did.
Right.
The body of the routine. And then we'll figure out the ending.
Cool.
Okay? Just experimenting. I feel something coming. I just need to keep experimenting till that something hits me. All the sounds, right. close. I'm close. So I call these trips. Trips. Like within the breakdown, you do a quick baby. It's like you're tripping the breakdown.
Right.
So it's not an official term. It's just a term that I use. And in this case, you could do kick trips, snare trips. I'm doing a hat trip.
Right.
That's so you hear the voice.
Yeah.
But it's really the hi-hat that I'm scratching.
Right. And it's a baby scratch.
Yeah, it's a quick baby.
Fast baby.
Opposed to that offset scratch. This one is quicker. That's dope.
That's nice.
See?
Nice.
See, like, it's funny because I knew that there was something else within that quick half bar. I didn't know what. I just felt it. And it was just a matter of me experimenting, moving, and then it came. It finally came. It just did.
Yeah.
That's the other pattern that I knew existed in there, right? So you're gonna go, so now we're gonna tie what I just did with the old trip pattern. So the first time you do the trip, you don't pause. You pause on the left, not on the right. Just practice that.
So what am I? Sorry.
You come in on that kick here. Almost. Where's it? Nope. Stay there. Don't move.
Oh, okay. Got you.
It's not perfect.
No.
But for now, it's good enough for you to know that it's a worthy pattern, that you want to add it.
Yeah.
Let's see how we can now transition from that setup teaser pattern into the meat of the juggle, which is the part where the horns get crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? You see how that works with the transition there?
Yeah, you doubled up on the snare, didn't you?
Well, I'm doing like an offset. Offsets come in a variety of shapes and sizes, right? There are so many different ways you could execute offsets. So what I'm doing here to transition to get myself to the horn part is just like an offset. It's like a swing offset.
Yeah. You double up on a snare though, Phil?
Yeah.
nice to see that, because you imagine that you just get it straight away.
No,
it's nice to see that you got it.
That I fuck up,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I fuck up too.
Yeah,
I fuck up all the time. But like, the thing about the mistakes is that every time I fuck up, I stop and I ask why. Why am I messing up? I don't just like spaz out and try to keep landing the pattern. That's the mistake that a lot of people make. Like, they'll do a pattern, they're on the cusp of understanding what they need to do movement wise, but instead of stopping and assessing why is the mistake happening, they just keep going over and over and over again, like
I was doing.
Right, and no, you stop and you ask, why am I fucking up?
Yeah.
And the reason I'm fucking up is because I'm not placing. It's not that I don't know what the move needs to be. It's that I'm executing the move at the wrong spot with my mark. So once I figure out that I need to be here, and I could have recall visually where that mark needs to be, that the snare lands there and not there or here, I'm fine. I'm golden. See, I'm pulling back too far.
Yeah.
And I need to stop doing that. I don't need to pull back that far.
Right.
So I understand why. And I know why I'm pulling back that far is because I'm used to doing the trip on the hat. And when I lead myself into the horn part, I got to do the trip on the snare.
You're going back to the...
Right, and I keep going back to the hat because that's what I'm doing leading up to that part.
Right.
So my brain just has to get used to not pulling back so far and pulling back right there. That was it. All right, try it one more time. That's it. Yep. See, so now because I stopped and asked why, I was able to save myself probably 10 minutes of just continuing to make the same mistake over and over again. So just don't pull back as far as you need to when you're scratching that hat. You want to pull back enough to get to the snare. All right, so now I got to teach you that transition. See what I'm doing or no?
I think you're giving it one
left, right, left, and then I let it go and then start the. You got to the front of the horn there, but you pushed it.
Yeah.
But that was.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. We're trying too hard now.
shit. There's other shit after that, right?
It goes, all right.
And then you flip it like in another way, right?
Yeah, I do like a chase pattern.
So go into that chase now. Get used to going into the rest of the pattern.
Yeah.
Like today, let's not necessarily worry about, although accuracy is important and I want you to focus on that, let's just try to get the outline of the routine so that you understand the order and how it progresses.
Yeah.
And then you go home and then just tighten it up.
Yeah, just work on it. So can I just refresh my, is it on two, where the roll starts?
So just go do it from the new spot. Right there. No. You gotta leave it there.
Oh, right, okay.
Because now you're used to seeing the horn hit at 12, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta get used to doing it from there now.
Right. From here.
So because you want to see the horn hit at 12, you have to get used to seeing the snare at a different spot now.
Right.
And there's no way around that.
Right.
You can't expect to always set your mark at 12.
Yeah.
You have to be good enough to just remember where your marks fall. Before Serato, I didn't have the luxury of hitting buttons. I had to memorize where all my spots were.
Yeah.
And some of my routines would be 3 minutes long. Like Nobody Beats the Biz is a 3-minute long routine. And I memorized where each kick, each snare, each word, each riff landed. So you just got to take the time to cultivate that kind of memory.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the thing. That's the thing about these buttons, man. It exposes your weaknesses.
Yeah, I've really noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it's here now. See? And you went here.
Yeah.
You went here because that's what you're used to.
Yeah.
And your memory wasn't really harmonizing with the fact that now the mark changed.
It's in a different place.
It's in a different place. So you got to do it from there now. After that, it's okay. After you do the did you do that? You think? No?
I'll try.
You gotta get your momentum up.
Maybe I went off to the wrong place.
Well, it's not just.
Even off the snare.
It's not. It's. I don't think it's that you're. It's the timing. Yeah.
Did you go off the snare?
I start literally from 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
That was fucking tight as fuck. Now we have the intro.
Yeah.
We have the body.
Yeah.
And we have the exclamation point. You just landed it.
Yeah.
So now see if you could run through the whole routine.
Shit, I've even forgot the first one.
Let's go back. Let's go back. No worries.